Imagine that on the way to work, you see two little kids working on a farm field. You think nothing of it. Maybe they just need a little bit of extra cash in and then go to school right after. Well, it turns out you're wrong. Some others are picking fruit, others are shoveling, and others are lifting a lot of heavy objects that should not be able to be lifted by a little kid. Although the opposing side might say that it is actually good for child labor to happen because it teaches children good work ethic and responsibilities. Countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Asia, and Mexico have a tremendous of children working in child labor. Now today, we will be focusing on how child labor affects children because it will mostly endanger them on developing drug abuse and aggression, and emotionally by causing distress and depression. And children can get stuck in poverty by having financial problems. Socially, we will be looking at how the number of children going to work increases while the number of children going to school decreases. Once this problem starts, this cycle starts, it is very difficult to stop. We see this going in a lot of different countries, and for those who develop more at the age of 14 can get isolated by their parents. Moving on to emotional issues. Little children at the age of 7 can barely learn how to read. How are they going to go to work, and not having a good education can cause them to grow up without good responsibility and cognitive development. As we see this problem a lot, it starts out with not having our financial needs, which are food, clothing, and shelter, money, of course, and health insurance. This can start out by not having enough food on the table, which can lead to starving. But now that we are in the 21st century, we have more coverage, such as stamps and Medicare. Although time is not like it used to be back in the 1900s, where children used to work in a lot of dangerous industries. Although this happened, we are now in the 21st century, and we can make a change for children all over the world. Financial problems can start out with not having a good job for your children. This can affect your children by not having social development, cognitive development, and academic performance for their future. Living in poverty can cause a lot of children to not be in a safe place and can be stuck working in poverty their whole lives. Now that we are recapping everything, we talked about how children will most likely drop out of school to develop drug abuse and aggression. How can this cause emotional distress and depression, and also how children can get stuck in poverty? Although the opposing side might say that child labor teaches children good work ethic, and it is not a good idea because children need to go to school and plan their future ahead. Thank you.